Hello friends, so today we are going to discuss about the key differences between a graph and a tree. So before understanding what a tree and a graph really is, let's just take some time into understanding what a graph and a tree really is. So let's start with graph. So a graph is nothing but actually a set V comma E, where V is nothing but my vertices and E is nothing but my edges. So what are vertices and edges? So vertices is nothing but it actually represents a particular entity or a real world entity. Real world entity. And what are these edges? These actually represents a relationship between my entities or my vertices. So let's just take an example. Let's say we have some people, and let's say this person is a friend of, let's say this person. Let's say this is X and this is Y. Let's say X is actually a friend of person Y. So here, if we look at these two, X and Y, these are nothing but my entities. So these two are my entities here, and is a friend of. This is nothing but my relationship. So relationship is nothing but it can be any dependency which we have between two similar kinds of entities. So let's just take an example of Facebook. If we look at Facebook, Facebook is nothing but a network of different kinds of peoples across the globe, right? Where people can actually chat, they can actually like other people's posts, they can comment on other people's posts, they can actually send a friend request which can be either accepted or rejected by the other person. So here, if I am going to formulate some relationships, so one of the relationships that I can look at is actually liking any other person's post. So X person is actually liking my Y person's post, and similarly X is commenting on a post of a person Y. Similarly, we can formulate other relationships like X is a friend of Y or Y is a friend of Z, and so on and so forth. So usually whenever we are drawing a graph, usually we represent these vertices using a circle, which is also called a node, and we represent edges using a single line or either an arrow. This line is used in case of an undirected graph where there is no direction between a relationship. Let's say X is a friend of Y, then similarly Y is also a friend of X. So in those cases we would be representing it by a single line. And in case the relationship is pertaining to a particular direction, let's say an example where so in case when there is a direction between a relationship of a particular entity to a particular entity, then in those cases we usually use a directed edge. This is called a directed edge, and that is usually a case when, let's say, X is liking a post of Y. So here it's not the other way around. Here it's actually a directed relationship because Y has posted something and X is liking that particular post, but it's not vice versa. So in case of directed we use this, and in case of undirected we use a single line, and in case of a node we use a circle. Now, since we have an understanding of what a graph really is, let's now try to build some intuition in what really tree is. So tree is nothing but a subset of a graph, or you can say a special case of graphs. Special case of graph. So there are certain conditions that you need to follow when you're looking at a graph for it to be a tree. The first condition is graph should be connected. So the graph should be connected. By connected I mean, let's say you have a graph like this where there are certain nodes. So this is what a connected graph looks like. But let's say if I remove this particular edge, then we can see that this is actually my separate component, and here this is a separate component, and any node in this component can't reach any node in this secondary component that I have. So this node 1, let's just name them 1, 2, 3, 4. So my node 1 can't be reached from node 2, 3 or 4, right? And similarly my node 2, 3 and 4 can't be reached from node 1, right? This is what a disconnected graph looks like. So it shouldn't be a case. So this is not a tree. So a graph should be connected for it to be a tree. The second condition that it should follow is it should not have any cycles, no simple cycles. What do I mean by a cycle is, so let's just take the same case where we had like this 1, 2, 3. So this is a graph where there are no cycles, but let's suppose I add another edge here, then there is a cycle here, because if you start from here 1, you go to 3, then you again go to 4, then you go to 2, then again you can actually come back to 2. So there are actually multiple paths between any set of nodes in a graph. That means there is a cycle in the graph, and this is a case where the cycles are simple. And there could also be a case where there is an edge pointing to itself. These are actually called self loops. So I can actually write here, there shouldn't be any self loops. So no simple cycles or self loops. Graph should be connected. Now my third condition is, so if I just follow these two conditions, let's create a graph here. Let's say my vertices is V, number of vertices. So my number of vertices is actually V. Then how many number of edges should be there for it to be a graph? So here if we look carefully, for every vertex that I have, there is actually a node coming from its parent, except one node which is actually my root node. So if I look at this particular node, let's just name these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I just look at node 2, 3, I can see that there is a node coming from 1, right, which is my parent of 2 and 3. And similarly for other nodes like 4 and 5, an edge is coming from the parent. So the number of edges, as you can see, it should actually depend on V, right, because there are actually V number of vertices, and each vertex is actually having a node pointing to it from the parent, apart from one node which is actually my root node. So it should be exactly V minus 1. So here I can actually write, should have, so graph with V vertices, V minus 1 edges should be there. So these are the basic conditions that you should look at when you are looking at a tree. So whenever you are solving any problem, you might find that there is a condition where it's written that your graph will only contain V minus 1 or N minus 1 edges, depending on what your vertex is actually being represented by. And there are no cycles and the graph is connected, which would directly mean that it is actually a tree and not a graph. Apart from this, there is one more thing that you need to keep in mind. So a graph, there is no starting point in a graph, there is no root concept in graph, right? But for a tree, you need to actually fixate a particular root. So when you're given an undirected graph with, let's say, V minus 1 edges, and it doesn't have any cycles and it is connected, then you need to keep in mind that you need to fixate a particular root let's say if for this particular example, my root would have been this. If I make 2 as my root, then my structure of this graph will completely change, because 2, if I start with 2, then 1 becomes my child, 1's child is 3 because it is connected, and similarly 4, 5 will be here, and 6 will be a child of. Similarly, I can make any node in this my root, and if I make it as my root, then my direction of the edges that I have would be pointing in the downward direction, because I always start from the root and I always end to the leaf nodes, which is not a parent of any other nodes in the tree that I have. So these are the basic properties that you should look for while solving problems, and I hope this helps you in getting an understanding of what are the key differences between a graph and a tree. So tree is nothing but actually a special case of graph, and if it just follows these 3 simple conditions, then it actually becomes a tree. And so if you use these properties, you can actually make the problem much simpler, because it's easier because since there are no cycles, the graph is connected, so you don't need to worry about iterating or start making multiple roots. So that's it from this video. I hope you guys liked it and you guys were able to understand what are the differences between a tree and a graph. And by using the properties of a tree, you could actually do some calculations which are pretty hard in a general graph, but it might be much more simpler in a tree.